Danny, seemed like only a few weeks ago. In fact, I think it was 3 weeks ago we were here. I've come in again today. I see a lot of stuff has been done just in 3 weeks. Kind of fill us in as to where we're going right now.
Well, George, we've really been concentrating on the engine package because our goal is within the next 2 weeks is to start both of these engines and start them first on alcohol and get them tuned up and get the timing set on everything, and then we'll switch it over to nitro. So that's our next big goal. So we've just been absolutely concentrating on engine, wiring, and plumbing. I mean, plumbing alone, each engine takes 42 fuel lines to plumb the fuel system. And so there's so much of it, and all the telemetry and everything that RacePack has brought over, and we had them here the other night with Donnie Cummins putting all that together. So we've made giant strides on the engine packaging program. So that's the next big goal, is to get those engines fired in 2 weeks.
And I see, just wandering around the shop, a lot of new stuff has come in. You've been working on getting stuff built, new wheels, new brake assembly stuff. All of that stuff is starting to really come together. This is crunch time, isn't it?
It is crunch time. I think night before last, or day before last, I worked 17 hours that day, just trying to make all this stuff happen. So we got front hubs in. Steve Chrisman has finished the rear ends. The boys up at AccuFab has finished some parts for us. So as we're working just on the engine packages, all the other stuff is coming together. Hadley's got 4 wheels done. We got 12 more being machined. So that's all happening, and it's all going to, like you said, it's crunch time. So it's all going to come together all at one time. And then our next bet after getting these engines finished is to run the car in May.
Yeah, give us an idea, kind of like a little timeline of what's to come, what your critical time factors are, etc.
So kind of an overlay is in May to run the cars, and we'll go down to El Toro Marine Base. There's a 10,000-foot runway there, and we can get some of the preliminary running done, make sure the thing shifts, make sure it steers, make sure the engines are happy, the clutches are happy, just a whole bunch of basic function tests. We won't go fast. Well, the engineer, Tim Gibson, would like us to go 160 so he can get his aero numbers from there. And then shortly after that, then we will blow the car apart. I mean, it's a shame once you get it all together to blow it apart, but you got to paint it before you go to Bonneville, or it'll come back as a rust bucket. And then in the next big after that will be July, and that's a tune and test if Mother Nature allows us to get on the salt in July, whether it's wet, whether it's a wet lake or a dry lake.
Well, Mother Nature really plays a big role in everything that's coming up, primarily because you have such a small window of opportunity. You have July, August, September, maybe into October, but that's a pretty small window to fit everything in and to run at Bonneville because of the rain. Once it rains, you're pretty much done till springtime. So all of this is part of the crunch time, is getting it done. And I know that the last 10% is the hardest to get finished. All that stuff, all those little things that have to be done.
Yeah, it's 3 months of 5-minute jobs. And it seems like, oh yeah, you just got to do that. But that one bracket, well, first you got to figure it out. Then you got to make it in usually cardboard. Then you make it in metal. Then you weld it on, and hopefully it's all right. You don't have to cut it off and do it again. And so, yeah, all those little things go. But if we can get all that done and we can get to Bonneville in August, and in August, the problem with Bonneville is you don't get a whole lot of runs, especially in a car that's this complicated. So if we got 1 run a day at Bonneville in the August during Speed Week, we would be real happy. So if we had five runs at the end of the week, that would be great, because SCTA and BNI, who is a sanctioning body up there, before you can run a really fast car, they got to monitor it. They're not going to let you just go up there and gas it. So they want to make sure you go through some speed phases to make sure the car is safe and nobody gets hurt. So basically August will be testing. A car to fall off the trailer and go 400 miles an hour, I mean, it would be lovely if it happened, but that's not practical to even think that way. So then 3 weeks later, then you have the Cook Shootout. And that is, I think, September 12th. And then if everything worked good in August, and we'll come back home again during that 3 weeks, we'll blow everything apart, check everything, fix anything that has to get fixed, and then in September we'll start to get serious. So, and then if that doesn't work, then we have October to go back. Now, September is an FIA meet, and that's where you got to do it twice within 1 hour. If we go back in October, then it won't be FIA certified, but it'll be a Bonneville record. So it'll be a United States record, national record, but not a world record. So,
well, you have to take this all in steps. That's the thing about something like this. It's just such a complicated piece of equipment to begin with, and the whole process of setting a land speed record. That's why hardly anybody ever does it. That's why a record gets set and lasts for 20 years.
That's so true. I mean, the record only got bumped 8 miles an hour in 48 years up until a few years ago when George Poteet, stepped it up pretty big time.
Yeah.
So the time frame at Bonneville, it's not like you can go out the next month or the next month. You're basically, you have about a 2.5 month window to do all your work. And so you got to make everything be as perfect as you can, and we're untested as of yet. So we're going to go up there with some unknowns, but we think we did everything right. We hope we did everything right, and it takes a lot of effort, and we'll really have to start ramping up with people here coming up, because there's 3 of us in the shop full time, and then Tim Gibson, who is our aero engineer, he's in and out, and then SK Specialty is a machine shop, and AccuFab doing machine shop, but there's 3 of us full time. We're going to probably have to ramp that up. Well, for FIA meet, we figure we're going to have 15 people full time. So we really have to ramp the employee deal up.
Well, whenever you talk about ramping up and employees, you're talking about increased spending and money. So that's something that has to be factored in there. You can't just keep reaching into your own pocket and eat peanut butter sandwiches for the rest of your life. So hopefully we'll get some funding and keep that moving more and more and strengthen everything, because people is what makes it happen. And you could do the whole thing on your own. You could build and run this car completely on your own, but it might take 6 years. And so you need those people in there, good experts and racers and hot rodders and engineers and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that all costs money. And there is still some sponsorship opportunities available on this car. We got 32 foot of signage on the side of it, so those opportunities are still there. And, hopefully we'll step up. Somebody will step up and see the value in this. I mean, see the value in a father-son or a son finishing his father's dream and fulfilling his dream. So it's there, and we got lots of people standing by there. We got people almost every day. They're saying, "Can I come work for you? Can I do this? Can I do that?" But you want to have a core group of people that you can really trust. You want that guy to go bolt that wheel on, and I don't have to sit in that cockpit just before they're lowering it wondering, did he torque those just right? The guys we got and the guys that will be on the crew, you can totally trust these people. And when they shut that lid and tell you to hit that button, you're good. You're good. It gives me goosebumps. I dig this thing. It is so cool.
I'm glad nobody has to shut that lid on me.
I can't wait. I sit in that thing. I eat lunch in this car. It's like, if I can go as fast as I've gone in there with my eyes closed, we're there.
Oh, you're already there. Where's the trophy?
Exactly.
Well, it's always great to come by. We'll be coming by periodically to visit, check things out. There's always a lot of progress going on in this thing. Faster is better. Faster progress is better, but I realize it costs money to do that.
Yeah. Well, we're getting close, George.
We are.
You look at it, and you can't even drop a quarter through there now. It won't fall out the bottom end. There's so many wires and cables and lines and all that stuff. But it's getting exciting. Thank you guys for coming by. We'll just keep telling you what's happening, and pretty soon they'll shut that lid. The goosebumps will get big, and we'll be gone.
It's going to happen. Yeah. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Thank you, George.
Bye-bye.